It is Thursday, August 27th, and I am back with some MLB content. Bunch of games tonight in the MLB. We got college football back this weekend with week 0, and then also NFL is still right around the corner. I'm going to have some futures props that we will go over, also a futures parlay that I just dropped over here on X. So let's jump right into the MLB slate. That is what's on my mind because that is going on tonight. So let's get to some player props. Moneyline plays. Strikeout hit rates are also out. Couple really, really great starters tonight going. Garrett Cole, Mizorowski, Yamamoto, Chris Sale. So a bunch of starters tonight that could really rack up the strikeouts in the MLB. So I would check that out. Home run bet. I did put out Hunter Goodman, although he is not in the lineup this afternoon. So I switched that up. I'm going with Jack Caglione to go yard tonight for the Royals. I like the Royals tonight. He's plus 393. I think I got it at around 400. 22 homers on the season. I think it's a really good matchup for Caglione tonight. So I will go with Jack Caglione later tonight there in Toronto. All right, Moneyline plays, player props. Let's dive into the player props. I picked out 3 on the short slate for tonight. I will go over all 3 of those that I like and then get to the parlays as well. I'm going to start with Luis Garcia Jr. over the 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. He's batting .462 over his last 7 games with the Yankees. Really, really hot at the plate. Also over 300 against right-handed pitching this entire season. So he'll bat right in the middle of the order, probably 3 or 4 for the Yankees tonight. Short porch in Yankee Stadium. I like Luis Garcia a ton later tonight against the Astros, I believe. The Yankees have been kind of on a little heater as of late, so Luis Garcia Jr., I like him over that total. Another guy who's really, really hot right now, William Contreras over the 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. He's batting .433 over his last 7 games. He's been super, super hot at the plate. Also better against left-handed pitching, and he will face a lefty tonight with Sean Manaea on the mound. He has faced him plenty of times before. 8 matchups against Manaea, batting .375 with a home run in that stretch. So like William Contreras, it is on the road. I don't think that matters too much there. And then last one, it's another hitter. I'm going with Rafael Devers. I cashed him on the home run a couple days ago. I like him tonight just to stay hot. He's been really hot, hitting .292 with 4 home runs in his last 7 games. Also hitting really well against right-handed pitching this season, .280. He'll get that tonight against the Diamondbacks, starting Jose Cabrera. Don't know much about him, but Devers has been killing it. I'll stick with the hot hand there. All right, moving on to some money line plays that I like for later tonight. 2 really dominant teams, then one team that has kind of struggled this season, but I just like the matchup. First one, I'm going with the Yankees. This is a team that has been playing really well. Garrett Cole on the mound at home tonight. Over his last 7 games, 2.06 ERA, 4 wins. Yankees are 7-3 in their last 10, while the Astros are 3-7. I think this is just better starter, better lineup tonight for the Yankees. So I will go with the New York Yankees on the money line. Hayden Wisniewski also starting for the Astros, ERA north of 4 on the year. Just overall better team, better starter. I'll take the Yankees. Team that I was a little hesitant to put in this, but going with the Kansas City Royals tonight, rocking with them on the road in Toronto. They are coming off a loss, but they were on a 9-game win streak prior to that. So that's a big reason. I also like Noah Cameron, who's going to pitch for them tonight on the road. 2.27 ERA over his last 7 starts. So outside of last night, Royals have been playing really well. Offense has actually been scoring runs. So I like the combination of the pitching and then their offense as well being relatively hot for the Royals there. And then last one of the night, kind of a given. I'm going with the Brewers. Jacob Mizorowski is a huge part of that. They're a heavy favorite tonight. I just think it's a really good matchup for them against the Mets, who have struggled this season. And he's got a 1.68 ERA on the year through 145 innings pitched. So it really doesn't get much better than that for Mizorowski. There's really not much to say. He's been dominant. Brewers are top 4 in runs scored this season, and they have the Mets tonight. I think it should be an easy win. I am going a little bit just low risk with the parlay tonight, at least the Moneyline parlay, which is up here. Yankees, Brewers tonight, pretty much a double up, double your money, 20 wins, 45. I just think I don't know how this misses. Yankees with Garrett Cole, Brewers with Mizorowski on the mound. I just think it's a really, really great matchup for a winner tonight. And then with the player props, I am picking out Garcia and Contreras tonight. Relatively good odds, 20 wins, 57. I just think they have really great matchups. Both are hitting over 430 in their last 7 games. All they need is over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs. So Contreras and Garcia, I like both of them tonight for the player props. Let's go to the straight play over on the HQ page, if I can get to that. I'll just go over here. Straight play of the night, I'm going Braves Dodgers under 6.5, minus 110. It is a really low total, but it's Yamamoto and Sale tonight on the mound. Sale has a 1.65 ERA at home. Yamamoto 1.99 ERA on the road this year. I feel like it doesn't get much better than that as far as pitching goes, so I will take the under there of 6.5 total runs. All right, then just a little quick plug here. That's pretty much all I have for the MLB tonight. If you are looking for some of my plays early and often, you can go to the Patreon over here. It's literally free to follow me. Obviously, you can subscribe for a little more content and some more plays per week. That's just exclusive to the Patreon over there. But MLB postseason's coming up. Football's here, college football, NFL. It's going to be a great time to get over there. I'll have chats for everyone, even if you're just following me over there. I'll have a chat for them. I'll have a chat for all the subscribers as well. And you'll get some early content if you go over there and subscribe. So just wanted to touch on that. Thanks so much for all the support already over there. It's been awesome to see. And yeah, let's get back to it. NFL, I'll dive in there first, and then I'll wrap it up with college football. I put out my wide receivers futures parlay just right before I went live here tonight, or today, I should say. 3 receivers I really like on this year's season. Devontae Smith over 5.5 receptions, DJ Moore over 6.5 receptions, and Ladd McConkey over 5.5 receiving touchdowns. So Smith and McConkey with the touchdowns, Moore with the receptions. 20 to win, 120, just like all the other ones are. Here's my reasoning kind of for each player here. So Devontae Smith over the 5.5 touchdowns. I think he's going to have a great year, a little bounce back year. He had a career low 4 receiving touchdowns last season, but A.J. Brown's gone. I think the offense basically runs through Devontae Smith and obviously Saquon on the ground. But through the air, it's pretty much Devontae Smith, maybe some Dallas Goedert, maybe Mekhi Lemon. But Devontae Smith should get funneled a lot of targets. He also had 7 or more touchdowns in 3 straight seasons from 2022 to 2024 with the Eagles. So I think also declining. Hurts has been declining in his rushing attempts and yards year over year. I think they should throw the ball more in 2026, and I like Smith over this 5.5 mark for sure. Ladd, kind of similar. not much has changed, but I like over 5.5 receiving touchdowns. He's been over it in both of his first 2 seasons in the NFL. Also, Chargers did lose Keenan Allen. Didn't really replace him in that offense. So I think that should help him get more targets. And I think hopefully Herbert has more time to throw this season with a better offensive line. I think Ladd goes over that 5.5 mark pretty easily. Hopefully Smith and McConkey can get there pretty early in the season. And then really all we have to wait for is DJ Moore over the 60.5 receptions. Now, coming from the Bears, going to the Bills, he's going to be Josh Allen's number 1 target. I feel like 60.5 receptions is not too high. I mean, he did it in 6 straight seasons with the Bears at one point. I think that ended last year. But just knowing that DJ Moore can do it, I know he's getting older, but I don't even believe he's 30 yet. So Allen hasn't really had anyone besides Stephon Diggs like DJ Moore. So I think he should funnel targets to him. I think 60 is a pretty low number. Hopefully he can get over that. I'm just going back to that number, 6 straight seasons with over 60.5 receptions with the Bears at some point. So if he can stay healthy, I think he flies over that number. Honestly, with all of these plays, they obviously need to stay healthy. There's no unders here, all overs. So Devontae Smith, McConkey, DJ Moore, I like all of them going into the 2026 season. Alrighty, let's hit on some of the NFL futures props. I'm going to do the AFC East. We got through the NFC. If you missed any of those, just go back to the recent live streams. I've been going through one division each day. I'm going to go to the AFC East. I'll start with the Buffalo Bills. It is DJ Moore that we just went over. But I might have some more here to touch on as well. This actually, I got it over 59.5 receptions. It's went up to 60.5. But like I said, he did do it in 6 straight seasons. Only 29 years old, so he is under 30. And really, it's all about him staying healthy. I think he's going to be the number 1 target in this offense. He can definitely do it. He just needs to stay healthy. I think then he cashes the 60.5 pretty quickly. This one could be a little controversial here. I am going to go to the Dolphins. I like Devon Achane over 5.5 rushing touchdowns. It's going to be a really bad offense, but here's why I think he could get over the 5.5. Still one of the best running backs in the NFL. Played only 11 games in 2023 and still rushed for 8 touchdowns. They've also been bad the past couple seasons, and he's still been one of the best running backs in the league. He's never been under 6 rushing touchdowns in his career. Offensive line did get Caden Proctor in the draft as well. So hopefully a kind of upgraded offensive line. He's never been under 6 rushing touchdowns, and then we've seen him get over it in a shortened season. 11 games, 8 touchdowns in 2023. I think Devon Achane has the potential to get over regardless of how bad this Dolphins team is going to be. Now going to the Jets. This one is also kind of ugly, but Geno Smith is going to start at quarterback for them. I have him over 14.5 passing touchdowns. He obviously could get benched at some point, but I think they ride it out most of the season with Geno Smith as long as he stays healthy. He is obviously older. Jets are not going to be that good, but they have some good offensive weapons. Omar Cooper Jr., Kenyon Sadiq through the draft, and they already had Garrett Wilson. So really good wide receiver room, pretty good tight end room. And he's also been over 15 passing touchdowns in 4 straight seasons. So obviously he's getting older, but there's a lot of pros in this offense. Breece Hall also is pretty solid at running back for this Jets team. So I think their offense could be pretty solid. Offensive line needs to give him some time to throw. If he doesn't have time, that's going to be a problem. But if he has time, I think these offensive weapons here, Cooper, Cooper Jr., Sadiq, and Wilson could really help Geno. Obviously, it's kind of an ugly play, but I feel like it's a really low mark for Geno to get over. All right, and we'll wrap up the AFC East with the New England Patriots. I'm going with Drake May over 25.5 passing touchdowns. He got to 31 last year with, I would say, a worse offensive targets. They added A.J. Brown. They added Romeo Doubs in the offseason. They did get rid of Kayshon Boutte, which I was kind of shocked about, but they obviously feel confident in their offensive weapons and feel like they need to upgrade that defense. But 25.5, I feel like, is really low. They got A.J. Brown. That's a stud number one receiver. Romeo Doubs should be fine. They also have 2 running backs that can potentially catch passes out of the backfield. So I think he gets at least 26, hopefully somewhere around 30 again. I think that's not unrealistic. He had 31 last year. Good weapons, and I expect them to pass. I expect the volume. Probably have a tougher schedule than last season, so they should probably be in more passing situations there in New England. Alrighty, AFC East is done. If you are looking for your favorite team, you literally can go to my search bar here on my X page. Just type in your favorite team. It will show up. It should be the top, literally the top one, the futures player prop for your team. And then obviously all the parlays are coming out as well over this week, so look out for those. And then I'm going to jump over to DraftKings. I want to touch on the college football week 0 going on this Saturday. Not gonna pick anyone. I'm gonna pick them tomorrow. But I am gonna go through. There are a couple solid games here. North Carolina at TCU. It's in Dublin. This one is going to be interesting. TCU ran it up last year and crushed North Carolina. I think it could be closer this year, but I still like TCU a ton. I've been doing some research on pretty much all of these games for this Saturday, just because football's back. I will have plays on a couple of them, so that'll be on tomorrow's live. I will pick probably 3 to 4 games, and then also have MLB as well. But this North Carolina TCU game should be interesting. I think TCU scored over 46.5 points by themselves last year. I do know there's rain expected in this one, but 77% of the bets on TCU, 68% of the bets right now are on -9.5. I think you can still get it at -7.5 at a couple places. That would be better, but I still think they could probably win by 10 points. USC, San Jose State, I definitely will not be betting on this one. 38.5 is a crazy number, but USC should mop up in this game. NC State and Virginia is one that I looked at already, and I am interested in. I think that spread, I see 70% of the bets are on Virginia straight up. I would probably lean North Carolina plus the 4 if I had to pick, but I'm not going to pick the spread. I think I'm going to pick the over-under. 42% are on the over 52.5. 58% are on the under 52.5. I think that is wrong. I think this one might fly over. It's going to be a lot of running, but I think these offenses can score just based on what I've researched. Obviously, first game, so it's not going to be spot on. I don't have that much data, but from what I've looked at, I think there could be a lot of points. I think they played last year. Yeah, I think that was them. They played last year, and there was 66 points scored. So I will have to double back on that game. Another one I'm interested in, Hawaii Stanford. +4 Hawaii is getting. 74% of the money is on Stanford Moneyline, although 42% of the people are on the +4 with Hawaii. That's going to be an interesting game. I think those are two solid teams. I think Hawaii won 9 games last year, which would surprise a lot of people, I'm sure. But there is a couple really solid games this Saturday. And then the two games later at night, I like these ones a ton. New Mexico State, and Florida State, and then Memphis UNLV. I think UNLV wins this game. I also think Florida State wins, but it's 31.5 point spread. I'm just curious to see where the people are on this one. Yeah, 67% are still on Florida State minus 31.5. I wouldn't be shocked if New Mexico State covered, but with a spread like this, I'm just staying away in week 0. And then this game in Vegas, I believe, UNLV Memphis. 63% of the bets on UNLV, but 68% are on Memphis plus the 4.5. Interesting. I think UNLV probably wins this straight up. I'll have my official pick tomorrow, but I do like them. I like their quarterback. So a couple really interesting games going down this Saturday. Should be a ton of fun. If you are or did miss any of that or any of the college football or MLB, hop over here to the X, hit the follow button. I'll be live Monday through Friday on YouTube as well. You can subscribe, hit the follow. It's completely free. Also free to like the stream as well. Other than that, I will be back tomorrow. We'll go through MLB slate, college football, and some more NFL futures plays. It should be a ton of fun, and we literally have college football this weekend. I will see you all tomorrow, and have a great night.